certain Ciri had returned if not for Emma and his agents. We owe him this.
See you, Yen. Take care of yourself.
Wait. This matter in Larvik. It really is important to me. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tarry.
Welcome to the Temple of Freya. I'm Kirisu. How can I help?
You're Kirisu?
Aye.
Ran into your brother. He's scouring all Skellige for you.
You know him? Truly? How is he?
Fine. Mentioned some pirates had kidnapped you.
'Twas the most horrible night of my life. I remember fire, cries, and the clink of iron against iron. They herded us on a longship. Toward dawn a storm broke. It was mayhem, so I took advantage and jumped overboard. Sisters Astrid and Dala found me on the beach, near dead. They brought me to the temple, watched o'er me. I owe them my life.
You were lucky. Very.
True. Soon as I get back to Bland Air, me and my brother will make an offering to Freya. And I thank you for your help.
Take care now.
Maybe I got new books. Yeah, I did get new books. Travel between worlds. Running through many folk tales and a common motive of travel between worlds. But way of example, think of Orpheus, who ventured into the nether realms to save his beloved, Lord Theodore, who, fleeing a hurricane, found himself in the drab and monotonous world of Sol, or Elysia, hopefully, who tumbled down a ferret hole into a land that had never heard of wonder. Well, okay, how small is this person? Because a ferret hole can't be that large, surely. Also of this ilk, and the many rural legends about people captured by the Wild Hunt, only to return to their homelands after years ride in the sky with the spectral cavalcade, there we go, say it go, right? Academia has, for most part, dismissed these tales as mere, that's a big word, ephemonia of human irrationality. Ephemonia? I'm going with it. I, on the other hand, always operate on the assumption that a grain of truth lies in every tale, and so have decided to make it my goal to find it. After years of research, I have ascertained with great certainty that travel between worlds was once indeed possible, though only to a select few. I'm going to say the elves. The key is the so-called elder blood, or rather, to use the scholarly term, the gene of Laradoran, the powerful elven sorceress. By comparing her genealogical tables against all well-known folk tales, I have been able to determine that she has and her descendants were the archetype of the world-travelling heroes of many legends. The bearers of Lara's gene possess an extraordinary talent which allowed them to move through time and space to reach realms beyond the borders of the known world. Ooh. The overwhelming majority of them, however, did not know how to control this. It would only manifest itself in extreme conditions, pushed by sudden burst of emotion, or when the bearer's life was at risk. So that's kind of what Ciri has. This is how the above-mentioned Ophiuchus, in shock after the death of his wife, could in fact journey to another world, which he foolishly mistook for the afterlife. The hurricane provided the pressure needed for Theodore, terrorised at home by the zany Uncle N, to unleash his talent and teleport to a world free from madcap antics. And if we read between the lines, we clearly see Alicia was a prostitute and a fish stick addict. The ferret hole represents how she had reached rock bottom. She wished herself away to another universe to get sober. Okay, because you can't just get sober in this one, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, for any future Alicias, the sad conclusion of my research is this. Laradoran's line has been irrecoverably cut off. The last bearer of her gene, Cyrilla Fiona Ellen Riono, heiress of the throne of Sintra, died childless many years ago. Well, she's actually not dead. I have you know. Okay, beliefs of Skellig. Freya. As is true of most realms, the predominant religion of the Skellig Isles has its roots in the prehistoric cult of the Grand Mother Nature. On the continent, such worships have taken its object and namesake, Melitelli. Well, they keep saying differently. In Witcher 2 it was Melitelli, and now in Witcher 3 it's Melitelli. They're not very precise in their pronunciation, so it's hard to tell whether which one's right. In Skellig, her counterpart is Freya. Like Melitelli, Freya is represented in three aspects: virgin, mother, and old crone. That of mother is more common, and sculptors chose to depict her thus in greatest sanctuary on the isle. There she stands, a pregnant woman, draped in loose robes, her face partially revealed, her head bent and her hands folded across her breast. A golden necklace hangs around her neck, and on it a large pure diamond. Shines like a clear summer sky. Freya Mordorn, or Freya the Great Mother, is the greatest goddess of fertility, love, beauty, and abundance. She is also the patron of oracles, soothsayers. Soothsayers are telepaths. Warriors pray to her before setting out on sea raids, and the wives they leave behind pray to her for their husband's safe return. Only priestesses serve the goddess. Men may worship Freya, but only women may do her work. Freya's priestesses, like the clerics of the old other cults, treat mages and sorcerers with great reserve. The centre of Freya's worship is her temple on the Isle of Hindarsfjall. I hope I'm saying that right. Everybody else says it weirdly. Hopefully I'm doing it justice. In the hallowed grove called Hindar, worshippers place offerings to the goddess before her statue, and on an altar that incorporates a great stone banish surrounded by figurines of cats and falcons, her sacred animals. In addition to this temple, sprinkled throughout the isle and other smaller places where one can worship the goddess and make offerings to her something. Okay, I'll take it as another book somewhere. Alright, that was a lot of chit chat there.
Morkvarg,
really
got a few more questions. Notice I read didn't mention a curse.
All who live here know of it.
Could be, but I'm not from around here. Could use some information.
Archpriestess Ulva cast the curse. It bound Morkvarg to the garden for all time. So even if he is killed, he returns there.
Never heard of this Morkvarg. What is it exactly?
Not what, who. The worst man Skellige has ever known. He held nothing sacred, raided the lands of his own clan, took gold from Nilfgaard, murdered women heavy with child, and children he...
I know the type.
They said he feared but one thing, albeit secretly, the wrath of the gods. Morkvarg decided to prove everyone, himself included, wrong. So he came to Hindisfjall to raid the goddess's garden. This was years ago. Archpriestess Ulva stood in his path. He stabbed her in the breast and cast her into the mud. As her blood gushed forth, she cursed Morkvarg, and he transformed into a monster.
Might have already run into this Morkvarg. He, werewolf?
I know not. I'm afraid I've never seen him.
Shame that. Was hoping you could tell me more about him, help me with my work.
You might speak with Toradar's son, Einar. He saw Morkvarg and his men descend on the garden. He was the sole pilgrim to escape with his life that day. Settled in Larvik, you'll find him at the landing there, provided he's not at sea.
Farewell.
The goddess protect you from all evil.
Always did know how to win friends.
I was provoked.
Saw it happen. Wanted to talk to me about something?
Amos Far Ipsis, a specialist on djinns. Heard of him? I found a tome he'd penned in the Emperor's library. Bar Ipsis set off for Skellige one day and was never heard from again. I asked some of the local folk. Some here still remember him.
Why are you even interested? Djinns are dangerous sometimes, and malicious all the time.
I remember. But the advantages outweigh the risks. If I can tame a Djinn, I shall gain incredible power. And that could be useful to us one of these days.
You sure this mage actually had a Djinn?
His books strongly suggest he did. He describes taming one, harnessing energy from its power.
Nowhere to look? For the mage and the Djinn?
The locals say they last saw Amos's ship off the coast of Hindersfjall, just before a once-in-an-eon storm broke.
Doubt we'll find them then. Mage is probably fish food, and the Djinn escaped.
Not necessarily. But even if it is so, I'll not give up without seeing some evidence. Will you help me? I've no gold to offer in reward, but I shall be ever so grateful.
Since you put it that way, fine. I'll help you.
Thank you. A boat awaits in the harbor. Come.
Visit your own mum?
See, you've managed to prepare everything already.
I have.
How could you possibly know I'd agree?
I didn't. Decided to risk it.
From Nilfgaard, are yous? Go back to work at the mill. Come again?
Lead the way.
Just once, you might try to take the initiative.
Would you even let me?
It would depend on the situation. The ship carrying the Djinn sank somewhere in this area.
Not too precise as leads go.
I'll cast a spell on our boat. We'll know if there are any wrecks on the seafloor below us.
All right, let's get to work.
Mind if I take the helm?
I got a choice.
No. Getting in or not?
Not sure this Djinn thing's a good idea.
We managed to seize one before. Do you remember?
Of course. Dandelion almost lost his voice that time.
How lucky your exorcism saved it. It was poetic.
Yeah, how was I supposed to know that incantation meant begone and plow yourself?
You should have studied foreign languages.
Gonna keep bringing that up for the rest of my life.
Of course. Your last wish effectively assured it.
My wish was about us being together always, not about you mocking my every mistake.
Careful what you wish for. And when your wish is granted, you must accept it with all attendant circumstances.
Yeah.
And as for your missteps, I don't rightly see why I shouldn't laugh if they're amusing. There's something here, on the bottom. It's too deep here. You can't dive that long.
You underestimate me.
On the contrary. After all, I asked you for help. I'll cast a spell. It will slow your heart for a time. You can stay submerged longer.
Assad Eich Cryde Rithorn.
Ready. Careful down there. How's your bath? Water warm enough for you?
Jump in, see for yourself.
How's it going?
Yeah, and you know I hate it when you read my mind.
Strictly speaking, I'm not reading your mind, but using telepathy. Besides, you've nothing to hide, right?
Wouldn't admit it if I did. not the point.
See anything interesting?
A shipwreck and a cavern. I'll look inside. Snapped masts, busted planks, and a whole swarm of drowners. Probably drawn by the corpses of drowned crew, then made their nest here. There's also a Clan Drummond figurehead.
Not the right ship. Come back up.
Where to now?
Wherever the leads take us.
Say we find the Jinn. What'll you do? Ask for a beautiful house? And a palace? And a queen's crown?
Are we still talking about the Jinn? Or have we moved on to a talking fish?
Doesn't much matter. Both make wishes come true. What would yours be?
You'll learn in due course. Something's here. Another wreck.
Let's see if our Jinn's down there. Found a wreck. It's been here a while. Wood's rotted.
Look around, but be careful. Look for something that might indicate it's the Mage's ship.
Got something. A Skelliger's buckler. Clan Hamai symbols.
Donar's clan.
Donar was a babe in swaddling clothes when this buckler landed here. Arrows stuck in the side, the kind Pharaoh folk use. Yen, doubt any of these boats were the mages. These are old sunken longships.
Come back then. We must search elsewhere.
Got a chest. Now that's what I call war booty.
Have you found the Jinn?
No, but I found beautiful craftsmanship.
What do you have?
A war horn, bearing Clan Hamai symbols. Longship belonged to Clan Dimon.
You're getting better at this.
Go even quicker if you helped me down there.
I prefer to observe matters from up here, most definitely.
Yeah, like when we were looking for the Golden Dragon and an avalanche swept us off the trail. Me clinging to the remains of a bridge for dear life. You gripping my waist, admiring the view. Remember? The chasm below us was breathtaking. Rustling trees, a lazily flowing stream.
I remember, though I found myself admiring what I had right in front of me. Something strange about those rocks.
And there's something on the bottom. We'll see what it is.
See something?
Something doesn't do it justice. A huge crater, as if a meteorite landed here.
I must see it.
Diving in after all?
No, I shall cast another spell, to see through your eyes. Now relax. I su foltia bedem ein eichte illivaid. That is no meteorite crater.
What is it then?
The effect of teleportation.
A powerful force cut out a fragment of the seabed, rocks and everything lying within the teleportation zone.
Always claimed portals were dangerous.
I believe we're on the right track. Look for anything that might contain a djinn.
Fine, but get out of my eyes. Too cramped in here for us both.
I su foltje bedem ein echte illivaid.
No gin here, but there's something you ought to like.
What?
Half a seal.
That'll do.
Silver. Pearl-encrusted cutlery. Should belong to someone awfully wealthy. Something cut this basket exactly in half. Only found half. Can you do anything with this?
I can use it to locate the other half, to within a dozen yards.
And once we find that, we should find the gin.
Exactly. Ready? I'll take us there on the count of 3.
Oh, no, not another portal.
Stop whining. 1, 2... Three.
Said you were gonna go on 3.
I did. Look, we must search the area.
Yen, not so fast. Gotta tell me what this is about first. Why do you want this gin?
But you already know. A djinn's power is priceless to a mage.
Won't worm your way out of it. Not this time. Tell me the truth or I'll leave.
You needn't resort to blackmail. You would have learned eventually.
True, but after the fact. I want to know now.
How long has this been going on, Geralt? This thing between us? 15, 20 years? We repeatedly split up, then returned to one another. Something draws us to each other, but I can never be certain if it's a true feeling or merely a bit of mischief by a djinn.
So that's it. This is about my last wish?
You asked that djinn to bind us together forever. I want to ask this one to take that wish back.
I get it. You want to know what'll happen if magic no longer binds us.
I want to know if when the djinn's magic is gone, if we've any magic left of our own.
Wondered that myself many times.
You see, we're just a step away from learning the truth. Come, let's search the ship.
Seems Amos was quite the eccentric, asking the djinn to lift half his ship to a mountaintop.
He didn't necessarily. Djinns are inherently mischievous. This one might have granted his wish and perverted it in doing so.
In that case, I'd appreciate it if you didn't wish I'd disappear from your life.
I've yet to decide how to word it. We should explore the ship.
Interesting. Wonder what this means. Mystery of Mysteries, Agnes of Glanville. Elemental Empires, by Giambattista. Nice shoes. Looks like the impact with the mountain was so powerful it popped the wearer right out of them. Mage must have slept here. Wonder what this means. Blood. Someone was dragged across the deck. Or left this mark when the ship suddenly tipped to one side. Yen, think you should see this.
What do you have? It's Amos. Looks exactly like the etching in the book. Except his head was intact there.
Think the djinn did this to him?
No, it wouldn't attack its master. This looks rather like an unfortunate accident. When the storm broke, Amos must have uttered a wish like, take us away, anywhere, to a mountaintop, even. And the Jinn granted the wish literally. They had a hard landing. Amos was thrown off his feet and against the wall. The bookcase did the rest.
Always knew too much studying could kill you. If he died while being teleported, Seal might still be on him. Behold.
Bravo! Come to the deck. I've an idea.
Mystery of mysteries. Among the many creatures of our world, there are but two that are able to draw and absorb power. And these are cats and dragons. Cats, okay. Both species instinctively sense the presence of magic's interactions and often choose them as resting places, which is strange, for other animals avoid these same spots. Numerous series attempt to explain this behaviour, but none do so with thorough success. Some scholars claim dragons use the power they imbibe to fly. Imbibe, is that? That's not right. Imbibe? Okay. As for the natural philosophers have proven, no creature of their size and mass should be capable of lifting itself into the air using such meagre wings. They said that about bees as well, but bees can do it. Alright. As for cats, there's a theory stating the power is behind their gift for seeing things in complete darkness. Others claim this ability is theirs by nature, and they use the power of the intersections for others' unknown purpose. Indeed, that all members of the Velidae genus are able to see beings for other planes, invisible persons, and emanations of the power has been proven beyond any doubt on numerous occasions.
Step back a bit.
What are you going to do?
Summon and tame the Jinn. It's not likely to be happy. Stand at the ready.
Came Jin, Rif Kaishta en Gaia, Kaishta et Disclair, Devired me castle.
Take it you have a plan.
You must weaken him while I draw him into the sphere.
Care to trade places? Well, how long you gonna make me wait?
Just a bit more. I can... Got you! Your master died before uttering his last wish. I cannot capture you. We can struggle like this for eternity, or I can release you. If you do one thing for me. Do you see the spell that binds us? Only a Jinn can remove another Jinn's spell. Remove this one and you'll be free. You are free!
Storm's over.
Yes. It's all over.
Maybe we should sit. You look a bit dazed.
I'm not, but we can sit.
We've improved. Last time we tamed a Jinn, we destroyed half of Rind.
Yes, we make a good team. Thank you for coming, Geralt. I'd have had a much harder time of it on my own.
Well, never could say no to you.
Perhaps that will change now.
Feel anything? That anything's different?
I expected... I don't know what I expected, actually. A bit of vertigo, perhaps. I thought you'd become a stranger to me. That I'd look at you and not feel a thing. But it's not like that at all. Nothing's changed.
Sorry, Yen, but magic's gone for me.
Truly? But how is that possible? I still feel the same. You should too. I don't understand. What does this mean?
Means the Jinn granted your wish.
Right. Fine. Good. Glad we got that over with. We know where we stand, at least. Naught left for us here. Let's go.
Wait. Magic's gone, true, but that doesn't mean I don't like spending time with you. Let's sit a while. Next time we go on horseback.
A horse would never make it down that mountain.
What now?
Well, I'm due to appear in Vizima.
Yen, what happened back there?
Please, Geralt. There's nothing left to say. I'm off.
Me too. I'll collect Uma from the Baron, then we'll ride for Kaer Morhen.
I shall join you as quickly as I can. Farewell.